or Yarafa.
No place to live, no place to lay my head. Lento, somebody took over when he came in, never bought it. Biggest problem in Ghana. Jolly homes come into reality. You don't have much time, but you have to make things precise for people to understand what I always tell my clients that, investing in Ghana, there's always a risk that you have to take. Even not only here, outside, there's a risk in doing every single thing. However, you have to do what we call calculated risk that you want to take. Housing, if someone want to say, I want to sell a house to you, I don't think a house has to be just in the earth. Go to the place the person says he has the property. Check what he's doing over there. Do you think it's feasible? If it is, invest. Pay the little that you think you can afford to lose. Okay? I do not want you to trust me your first time. I'm not expecting that. In fact, trust is something practical. And investing your money is your whole emotions, your heart. Depression comes with it. Heart attack comes with it. Pressure comes with it. If anything goes bad, you know what you are going to go through. I'm telling you, I bought, as I told you earlier, 10 acres of cocoa farm. I got nothing out of it. I brought thousands of dollars to start the project. I didn't get to the finishing. When you see the picture where it was, my family just told me, Josh, you got to go back. Why don't you go back? Why don't you do? I was like, no. The money is here. The money is actually here. Why is it that the Chinese are running to this place, the Americans are coming, all the whites are coming to Africa? Why? It's because they know something is good out here. I know, at least I've done my research. I know when you open a company, it takes about 3 to 5 years to see it's going to work or not. If it doesn't work, I will leave. But for now, I want to move. I want to stay here and work things out. So when you want to invest, as I said, come here, check what we're doing. Is it workable? If it is workable, put that little thing that you think you can lose and then do it. This project, when we started, it was just $50,000. Yeah. The 3-bedroom was $50,000. The 2-bedroom was just $35,000. People were like, really? They are going to cheat on you. They are not going to build. They are not going to do that. And then later, when they realized that all the unit that we put up for 50, 65, 35 was sold out. Now people were rushing. Everything has gone up. Oh no, I want to get one. I was like, no, it's gone up. It moved to 75, 85, 100, and now 120. The 120 you can't even get here. You can't get it. The same housing at the same area will be purchased at $150 and above, $185, $220,000. I know I've asked myself. Yeah, I do my survey. I don't just price it. I know what I'm doing. I know people out there need our help, and that's what we are trying to do. I need money too, really. But I know that the faster it goes, the more money I create. That's it. I want to be like the Indian people, the Chinese people. One city, sell it within 1 month. Boom. They get more. That's what we want. That's why our prices are at this level. So you don't need to trust the person too much. Just know that what you are going to do, make sure you've done your due diligence. They are actually having something in real like that. This is something I can actually say, oh, they are working. If we have done this up to this stage and we deceive you, actually it's not you. It's because of the character of that person. People do really have some already conceived mindset that they want to deceive people. They'll build 1 or 2 and then take the money and go. That one, I wouldn't blame the client.
Yeah.
But what we think we want to do, when you come and you still think we are going to deceive you, I can convince you. And that's a fact. So you come to the ground, see it for yourself, We will show you and then make your decision. And trust me, we will do our best to achieve what we have promised to do. Yeah.
You said about 10 or 15 things in the last 10 minutes that I'd love to unpack, but I think we have to start a podcast to do that, because each topic that you mentioned is pretty deep. And I think a lot of you would have picked up on those topics as well. But we're here today to celebrate the fact that you've successfully completed your development. In fact, you sold out, like you said. I think we've got maybe one 2-bedroom left.
Yes. In fact, the 2-bedroom sold out. The last ones that we wanted to build, we are not going to build it again. We're going to leave that place, use it for something greenish for our members. And then I have 3-bedroom that I intentionally reserved. That's the only thing. I think 2 of them, that is the only thing that is left currently in Orefa Cottage.
Did you reserve it for Ghana bound? Did you think, let me build it and then get the price back to 50,000 for them?
Yeah, you remember when you came here the first time, I was like, we are going to do it. Just come again. Just come and let's cooperate. And that's it. So we reserve it for you. You can come.
Yeah, you heard it here, guys. You heard it here. So let's talk about this home. So right now we're sitting in the 3 or 4 bed.
Yeah, this is 4-bed.
The 4-bedroom. And this one is actually a unique one because it's got extra land on it. And I think you're replicating this in the next location, lucky for you guys, which is a lakeside, lake view location. Yeah, literally next to a lake. It's so stunning. But we'll talk about that, so stay tuned. So this 4-bedroom is on a particularly larger land because the person who bought it wanted extra land on it.
Yes.
Right. So let's talk through what makes the Jollibee homes unique compared to what else is on the market right now.
Okay. I always say, first, find your peace. How do you determine your peace? Getting a place to lay your head is the first thing in achieving peace. If you don't have your small place to lay your head to think, don't start thinking of your mansion, because it's going to be a mountain to climb. If you can get that small thing done, how could you do that big thing? You see? So just put that thing in your mind that I want to get something simple, get my peace, and then I'll stop renting. That's one thing, stop renting, and then compile whatever the little things that I get into a bigger fit. So get this simple thing. So what we do, we try as much as possible to cut off anything that is going to be a waste of money in terms of designing the property. So we design something very simple, not too, complicated or complex, but simple, however, beautiful, modern. You get it. So when you look at the building itself, when you look at the exterior of the building, you see we don't have much designs, but it's quite modern design. It's very nice. The inside is also very simple. Keep it in touch. Make sure these things are very modern. And that's what we do. We just do not want to increase the cost, which will eventually push to the buyer. We make sure we think about these things. So I think this is a key thing about our properties that are very unique. Yeah, simplicity is our goal in designing. Yeah.
I think you should add lights to that as well, because something I noticed, and we spoke to Raymond as well, who's actually, his family bought here, and he mentioned the same thing as me, the light.
Oh, you can look at this room. You got windows on this side and windows on that side. So you get the brightness coming through. There's a perception in Ghana that, some of the houses are quite dark.
Yes.
Especially when there's so much sunlight outside and they block the light. But I like it's a lot of air coming through. We've got the mountains. So you got the air from the mountains coming into the house as well. So that's brilliant as well.
It's so bright. Now I wanted to highlight, you're diasporan. You're Ghanaian, you stayed in China and you've come back. What did you take from also being a diasporan to apply to this community now that diasporans need So what do you have in this community that ticks those boxes?
One huge problem that we do have in Ghana is water, electricity, and streets. These basic amenities is a huge problem in Ghana. So me coming into this development, I thought some basic things. We want to make these basic amenities as much as convenient to the people. So when you look at the compound, when you look at the outside, the building, the east side, we make sure the lighting system are well done. The streets that you see, they are all solar street lights, making sure that when there is national light out, you're still going to have lighting system in the community that will be able to provide a sort of lighting system for the resident. Water system, we do not want to depend on the national thing. We've come up with our own system, set up our water farm at the top there.
Oh.
You're going to have 24-hour water flowing. We're going to make sure you get your own meter. I'm not going to chase you for those things. Buy your own water, and then boom, it's going to have it. This was what was done in China. So I think it can be duplicated over here. So even though the plot size is not that huge, but you still have your space for your cars. If you want extra plot, we can get it. This person can get a swimming pool. Or a summer hat, or even a boys' quarters in it. So that's how we did. And then you can see the trees. When you look at the streets of Accra, nothing there. Nothing. No trees, nothing. The sun will be, no shade. The sun will be scorching you getting there. I tell you one typical story. When I came from China, I was a bit fair. Within 3 months, I turned really dark. I went to the bank. They refused to give my money to me. Can you believe that? Yeah. You might think, when I then, yeah. So I was too dark to extend that. The picture that was on my system, on the system of the bank, it didn't match. It was quite two different things.
Really?
Yes. So
I want to see this picture.
I can show you. I'll find it to you. Probably you can show it to them. So it was too dark to extend that. He said, "This is not you." Got too dark. I said, "Hey, I was living outside. When I came, I'm standing in the sun, monitoring my own workers, making sure that the right thing is done. Because someone has already squandered my money. I want to make sure that I'm there." So I was in the sun. My brother would tell me, won't you sit down? I was like, no. You let them finish. I'm not going anywhere. So I was that. So when you're on the streets of Accra, no shade, no trees. So you see, we've been able to implement that into the system to make sure what we call green community. So in few years to come, you see, we have shades in the community. Our kids will enjoy these things, and then it'll feel like it's good to live here. It's much more convenient. I'm living like outside, that little things that I think is much more unique in the community currently that we provide. We hope to improve upon it in the future in our upcoming project, where solar system will be integrated into the building and give it up to the people, and so that they wouldn't be having electricity shortage and then those kind of things. Yeah.
Amazing. And I think those extra parts are really important to note. And I love these homes. I love the fact that having come while you were under construction and coming to the end of it now, to the point where you've sold out. So we talked and we touched on Lakeview. So the Lakeview estate, let's talk about the location. And then, are you replicating these exact properties there? What's happening with your next project?
Okay, thank you for that question. The Lakeview estate is a very good location, and from Adenta barrier, it's just about 12 minutes away from it. From the main road, it's just a walking distance. But from Melcombe, it's just a 5 minutes drive. And it's one good thing is just right at the lakeside. That lakeside is not just any lake that you're going to see here in Ghana. We're going to transform that place to a place where kids can actually learn something whilst living at their own comfort zone. You know, I'm an educationalist. We call something experiential learning, hands-on learning. When you see something, people learn from eidetic, like from hearing, seeing, and then touching. We want the kids to feel their environment is well planned to boost their critical thinking. We are going to develop that lake into a recreational center, and at the same time even help the government to serve the farmers around as a source of irrigation system. And we're going to have jet skiing, boating, fishing, that resident can go out there and enjoy their activities. Whatever we said we're going to provide in Oyarifa Cottage has already been able to come through. And we hope to do the same thing in Lakeview. So the location is nice. The weather there is pretty cool. You can still have your Abri mountain view from that place. And one good and unique thing about Lakeview is that we're going to do community within community. Classes within, we're going to put things into classes, like categories. Someone who want to go high class, and they are within that, they are within their own compound or a community within Lakeview Estate community. And then we are upcoming, we are still within that community. We have our own area also that is going to help us also first find our peace. Those people who want to go luxury, they have got their peace already. They think they can go mansion. Let them go. Don't rush. Okay? Don't rush. No need to rush. Get your head to get a place to lay. That's it. That's the first thing that you have to achieve for. So we're going to have these things in Lakeview, and the designs, in terms of designs, for the 4-bedroom, we're going to have similar things as I said, but the luxury one, we have a rooftop. For them, we're going to have shops around also, and we will have a 3-bedroom that is likely to have 2 family units. We are still working on that to see how we can have the 2 living areas within the same building. So that's how, the summary of what Lakeview is going to be.
Amazing. And I went there and I wanted to see the place before you started developing. The land, when I stood there, I didn't want to leave. It's only that I was showing a client, but it was so serene. And to be in Adenta and still feel like I was in the middle of the countryside, and there's this water body and the birds, the nature I was seeing, I said, am I really in Accra City Central? So I'm really excited for that. So I know the questions you guys are going to ask me, which is, what are the starting prices? Because now it's off plan.
Yes.
And also the payment terms, which is something that I've not got any developer that I'm working with who's offering the payment terms that you are. So let's talk about, let's dive straight in.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, as I said, we stand as an old developer in terms of pricing and then payment terms on the market currently, and nobody can compete with us. So for the pricing, we've got 116,000 for the 3 bedrooms, and we've got 125,000 for the 4 bedrooms.
Wow.
Yes. For the price, these are not the price, these are promotional prices that we think the diasporans, those people out there. I know sometimes you just want to come home and you feel like, I need to get a place. You don't want to sleep in the family house, not in a hotel. But trust me, these little things that you do by securing a place at that place or in our community, when you come, you have a safe place to live. You have a peaceful environment to live. So the prices are awesome. Not to talk of the payment terms. They are great. They are awesomely beautiful. If I'm to describe it that way, it's awesomely beautiful. You just pay 20%. Don't rush. If you can pay 50, I'm okay. I can receive it. You can pay all, I'm okay to receive it. But just do not stress yourself. Pay 20% and spread the balance for 7 good years. 7 good years, yes. I repeat it, 7 good years.
Can I move in once it's built?
Once it's built, currently, if, like I told you, I have a reserved one, it's completed. If you pay 20%, you move in. Start earning the rental.
I hope you guys caught this, because this is something that isn't on the market right now. You can pay 20% of the total price. Then, if finished, you can move in, or you can get a tenant in to start making money.
Yes.
So guys, I know some of you are gonna just wanting to jump in, maybe even ready to reserve your $2,000 towards your deposit towards. All the details are in the description box below. The number is there. Everything that you need to do, you can reserve and solidify the lowest cost now, okay, just by putting down a $2,000 deposit.